Hi, I'm Susan from Inspira. Let's talk lockdown. So the country's in a state of emergency, the likes of which many of us have not experienced before. COVID-19 arrived quickly and changed life immediately for all of us. It's the only item on the news with a huge influx of information, and anxiety levels have increased for a lot of us. Many things are on hold, including apprenticeship applications. You have had interviews delayed or maybe moved online. Maybe you're only now considering an apprenticeship, having been inspired by seeing essential workers on the news. If that applies to you, then this could be useful to help you make that great impression on employers. What the pandemic and the lockdown have given us seem incredibly negative when you think about exams being cancelled, concerns over how gradings will be made, you can't meet up with family and friends, and each of us will have other negatives to add to this list. It can be overwhelming. It can also be empowering and turned into a positive, and this is the part I'm particularly interested in highlighting to you right now. My role as Area Operations Manager with Inspira takes me into many settings working with our careers advisors to support you to make career choices and secure employment. At the same time, Inspira are also an employer ourselves. We employ people in various roles, including apprentices. And when we have our next apprenticeship vacancy, there's a new question to be asked, and many other employers will ask it too. So what did you do during the COVID pandemic lockdown? Why are employers asking this? Well, for me, this question gives you an opportunity to talk about a recent event where your resilience enabled you to take the positives from it. The answer will be different for everybody, but everybody has something to contribute. For example, everybody should be able to say they stayed home to protect the NHS. You might be able to add that you actively promoted this within your family or community, perhaps through social media. Maybe you also learnt new skills within the home. Did you cook for your family to enable somebody else to work from home? Or did you help family members with their digital skills so they could stay connected? Perhaps you ensured nobody in your wider circle of family and friends felt isolated by checking in with them regularly. In addition, I'll be wanting to hear about adapting to homeschooling, shopping for an elderly relative, volunteering in the community, part-time job that suddenly made you an essential worker, and other ways you've contributed to the wider goal of bringing society through a pandemic lockdown. The interesting thing about this question is that there's no wrong answer as such. The impressive answers are those that show you adapted to change, you thought about others, you used the time productively, and on reflection, embraced a new situation and managed the change in a positive manner. Remember, your exam grades are only one consideration for employers. They also want to know how you have prepared for the world of work, and that your behaviours and attitudes complement the culture in their organisation, which is where your answers to this question come in. You can get help from Inspira to consider your options. You can book an online appointment with our careers advisors. They can help you apply for apprenticeships, help with your CV, and give you more interview skills and tips. Thanks for listening, and I hope it's given you some ideas on how to answer an interview question that didn't exist only a couple of months ago.